Hey friends, good Saturday morning. I am taking a couple of minutes to briefly kind of just do an explanation of the different spices and seasonings that I use to dress up my food, to cook with, etc. So I'm going to start with um, organic cane sugar. I use this in my coffee. I use very, very little. Sometimes I actually don't even use it, but this is what I would use for baking, what I would use for really anything that needs sweetening. I'm also a really big fan of stevia, but whenever you're intaking sugar, you definitely want to make sure, excuse me, that you are using organic sugar or pure natural sugar. You don't want to be using that white imperial brand or whatever, just the white plain sugar, because that is very processed. And even though it says it's 100% sugar, it's like, yeah, I get that, but it's bleached out and it's processed, and you don't want that in your body. So now regular sugar is much better than Splenda or anything that's got aspartame in it, sucralose. Those are very, very bad for your body, so do not consume those. Okay. So, and then of course we have organic dark brown sugar. Now this is something that obviously tastes a little bit different than regular cane sugar. So I really like this stuff. I'm just a big fan of anything that's healthy. And so in my opinion, I actually really like this. It's kind of different. The lighting in here isn't great, but it will do for now. I like the natural light coming in through the window. So these are sugars, again, coffee, baking, tea, just whatever it is you like to sweeten. So I'm going to go ahead and move these aside because they're taking up some space here. So this right here is a combination of seeds, and I got this from, I think I got this from Walmart, and these last forever, but it's flax, chia, and hemp. Now, as we all know, these three seeds are like super seeds. They are extremely healthy. This is high fiber, super good for heart health. And I'm looking on here, and yeah, I've been taking these for a long time, and I basically just do anywhere from 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon per day. You do not want to over consume this because it will give you some stomach problems, if you know what I mean. So, taking that into consideration, I am a big fan of seeds. They are so healthy and a really good part of your diet. So, you can eat them plain. I eat them really just from the spoon, but you can cook with them, put them in your pasta or whatever it is you're fixing for dinner or lunch or salad. So then we have, this is ginger and nutmeg, and I prefer organic. This is just like store brand, but those I like to put in coffee or tea as well. And then as far as my salt is concerned, I only use pink Himalayan. I try to get organic, but this is almost out, but this is just regular basic sea salt, non-GMO. So what I like to do is I actually take some of this and put it in a glass of water every day, and I just do like, I'd say probably about half a teaspoon, and I drink the glass of water. I also put a little bit of baking soda in there, and it kind of just helps to alkalize the body, and the pink Himalayan salt has actually been shown to regulate blood pressure in terms of lowering it and in terms of highering it if you have low blood pressure. During my second pregnancy, I had a pretty bad case of low blood pressure where I would constantly get dizzy spells and not feel well. So I would take this quite frequently to help me with that. So there's for our salt. I do want to point out that regular iodized table salt is honestly extremely unhealthy, and it's linked to high blood pressure and some health issues for sure over time building up in your system. So I do recommend so much staying away from regular iodized table salt. Table salt is the problem. Salt itself is not the problem, because salt was actually made to help us. It was made to be healthy and to help our bodies and not to harm us. So, big thing to point out there. If you don't get anything else from this video, please get that regular table salt is bad for you. And I'm not a doctor. These are just my opinions based on my research that I have done personally. So, again, with cooking around dinner time, I like to use nutritional yeast a lot, and it just adds a lot of nutrition to whatever your food is, and it's super easy. and quick to do. So this is one thing that I use a lot of. This is just organic cinnamon. I ripped the label off because it was looking ratchet and coming off, but this is a really good thing I put in. I use for baking and coffee. So, organic paprika. Use a lot of paprika. It has some health benefits as well. Good seasoning for lunch and dinner. Now this right here is actually, you see it, right? It's cough syrup and immune. This stuff, basically, it tastes like honey. It tastes really, really good. And it's got elderberry in it. And it's, so it's really healthy, but I actually put this stuff in my tea and coffee. I also, I put a little bit like in my son's juice because he has asthma, so he tends to kind of cough a lot. So this is a good thing. And I know it looks weird, sounds weird, but that's just what I do. So they also have, they have different types of this. I mean, the regular is just nothing but agave. I use a lot of agave because it helps with coughing and just keeping your lungs and your bronchial passages clear. So agave is something that I do put in my coffee, and regular raw unfiltered honey. I don't have those sitting here right now because they are in the kitchen and they make a huge mess, so I didn't really feel like going all out with that. I also use an organic chocolate syrup if I want to make chocolate milk or hot chocolate. Excuse me. Or something for my son if he wants some chocolate milk. So lastly, let's see, or second to lastly, this is pumpkin spice bread from Sprouts, and I have not even opened this or tried it, but it looks good. So occasionally I'll use something like this to put like on a peanut butter sandwich that I would put like on sprouted bread or something. Now this does have quite a bit of sugar in it, so it's not something that I would consume a whole lot of, but if you're going to consume something like this or some jelly, you definitely want to look at your ingredients and make sure that it just doesn't have anything artificial in it. No artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, no artificial sweeteners. And if you've got those bases covered, then, you know, you're okay to proceed, in my opinion. So, and then lastly, I did a video the other day on supplements. And I'm also currently taking this, which I forgot to add into my video, but it's Juice Plus. Right now I'm taking the Vineyard blend. I had a good friend give me a box of 3 different canisters of these capsules. So this is the Vineyard blend, but I also have the Garden blend, and I believe it's the Orchard blend. And excuse me, got a little bit of a cough there. So I haven't really honestly noticed a difference since using Juice Plus. I have also tried it before, but some of the reviews are really, really good. So it's something worth a try. It's a little on the pricey side, so I wouldn't say it's something that I would fully recommend, but it is something that's pretty safe. It's just basically nothing but fruit extracts and vegetables pulverized. So, I mean, you know, it's not anything crazy. It's just pretty basic there. So there you have it. Tomorrow's video, I will be talking about my coffee and tea, how I make my coffee and tea, what types of coffee and tea that I use, and what supplies I use to make them, because that plays a role in your health as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.